Well, hello there. Welcome to my couch. It's definitely morning. It's gonna be a great day. I can feel it. And here we go. In 3, and 2, and 1. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Today is Tuesday, May 19th, 2020. My name is Jeremy, and this is my first cup of coffee. Good stuff. Very tasty stuff. Well, yesterday was busy. Yesterday was super productive, but super busy. About 5:30, 6 o'clock. I put in a solid 7 hours for my client. Yeah, we were busy. We were rocking and rolling. A bunch of stuff going on. And in between doing all the excuse me, doing all the stuff I could for whistlekick, just emails and whatever else. And it's tough. It's tough that this client bookends my week, Monday and Friday, and I don't do email except when I'm really behind on the weekends, which means today I got to catch up. In fact, today's going to be a busy day. Today there's a lot going on. There's some stuff around the speed development program that we're doing with the launch that I gotta get to. Keep pushing that, and gotta cut my hair at some point because it's quite long. My beard's starting to get to be too much. But it all goes on the list, and then we sort the list, and then whatever we can't get to has to maybe be done tomorrow because there's only so much you can do in a day. And I think that's been one of the things I've accepted with this quarantine, is that there's only so much I can do in a day. And obviously, consciously, I understood that before. But now, I'm more accepting of it. I won't say I won't say that I'm embracing it, but I will say that, yeah, I'm willing to accept that I gotta fix a number of hours. So when I'm done here, I'll sit down with my list of everything that I've got to do. And that's the first thing I've learned. That's got to be the first thing. Make a list. What do you have to do? How long is it going to take? What is the priority? And get that done first. And when I approach my day that way, I get a lot more done. So that's what we'll do. Now later today, I'm going to head out for a walk. On the walk, if you watched yesterday, I went for a really long walk and picked up trash on Sunday. And I noticed during some of the early stages of that walk, there were some flowers in some very precarious, wildflowers in some very precarious kind of wild places that I'm going to go harvest. Nothing endangered, nothing anybody's going to mind, but go grab a few flowers and bring them back to my house. I've done that with a few things over the years, and some of them have survived. That's nice. Right, cat? The cat's very upset with me. I don't know why. She usually is. I woke up at, 3:30? 4 o'clock to a face in my face, and we weren't having that. That wasn't fun at all. What are you doing? And so I had to kick her out of the bedroom because she was being annoying. And I wanted to sleep longer. And she did not want me to sleep longer. Because it's light earlier, so she thinks that means it's time for me to get up and feed her. But it's not. You can sit right there. She wants to sit on my lap. What else is going on today? There's a podcast interview. Have a meeting with Gabe about Whistlekick Live. I feel like I've got another meeting too. I'm not sure, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. That's what calendars are for, right? Now I know what we do have are some things in here for me to respond to. And remember, if you want me to respond, drop it below. I'll respond tomorrow. And today we've got a few things from Frank. Ooh, good. Looks good. Looks good to start. As always, thank you to Frank, who makes sure I always have things to respond to. I really appreciate that. First quote from Jackie Chan. We learn martial arts as helping weakness. You never fight for people to get hurt. You're always helping people. A little bit about Jackie Chan and how I find it interesting that the people that we celebrate the most as martial artists were not the people stuck on combat as being the only purpose of martial arts. And here we have another quote from Jackie Chan that says it even further. We fight to help. Martial arts is about helping. And if we take it back, that training that we do, it's to help yourself. It's to help the people in your class. It's to help your instructor become better. Because, yeah, if you've ever taught martial arts, you know that without students, you can only progress so far. And heaven forbid, but if it happens, martial arts is to help people who need it. Right, Kat? She's the worst co-host ever. Just sits there and glares at me. No witty banter. Nothing. Just silently judging, like cats do. Just things they're thinking. Things rolling around in my mind. Here's one from Taisen Deshimaru. I do not know this name. To practice Zen or the martial arts, you must live intensely, wholeheartedly, without reserve, as if you might die in the next instant. Let me say that again. To practice Zen or the martial arts, you must live intensely, wholeheartedly, without reserve, as if you might die in the next instant. People get confused when people talk about living this way, I think. They think it means, you don't sleep, that you take a lot of risk. But that's not what it means to me. It means don't put off trying that new thing. When you're spending time with someone, be completely present. The word wholeheartedly, I think, is pretty appropriate. Wholeheartedly. Fully invest in whatever it is you're doing. If you're doing it, do it 100%. And go to bed at the end of the day knowing that you gave your all. Doesn't mean that you don't sleep. Doesn't mean that you make sacrifices of time with your family necessarily. Maybe it does. But it means that you strive for your goals and you strive to meet your purpose. Oh, she's back over here now. She's going to try to sit behind me because she has decided that the robe is a blanket and she likes to sleep under blankets. There's no blanket for you to sleep under, Fuzz. She's purring. I doubt the microphone's picking it up. Oh, that's good. Vermont Coffee Company's Dark Roast. One of my favorite coffees. I'm considering getting a different coffee grinder. I don't know if any of you out there are coffee grinder nerds, but if you are, let me know. Because I'd like to talk to you. I'm thinking about getting rid of my cheap electric blade one for a burr grinder and a handheld one. Because the electric burr grinders are very expensive. And a handheld one could go camping or something. Here. Do you want to see the people? Let go. Let go. Let go. Right there. There's the camera. No? I've been spending enough time away that she's just happy when I'm home. All right, we gotta turn off the alarm. Hold on. The cuckoo clock alarm. There it goes. I don't even know if that thing's working while I'm asleep. It's supposed to let me know if somebody's here, but I don't think it's loud enough. I think I have to turn the volume up. So good. There are a few things as good in life as good coffee. I feel like I'm missing something on today. I've started putting plants outside. I put a few plants outside. Those that can handle like 35 degrees, because that's what it got down to last night. In fact, when I got up, it was like 36. So I've got spider are outside. And we've got some 80 plus degree weather coming, and hopefully I'll be able to get more plants outside soon. Although those nights still say that they're going to be 40. Not a big fan of that. It's quite the temperature swing. And our last quote today from Miyamoto Musashi, the Book of Five Rings. Think lightly of yourself and deeply of the world. What does that mean? Think lightly of yourself, deeply of the world. It's obviously a contrast. Now, it doesn't mean to think necessarily intensely, but it's talking about frequency. Think lightly of yourself, think deeply of the world. Focus on the world around you. Don't focus on yourself. Focus on what's happening around. Now, that's just as applicable to training or to combat or to non-combat. If we think about, let's take it in the context of some kind of sparring, right? Some kind of context within a class. You probably know that when you're sparring, if you focus on the technique that you want to do, maybe you've learned something new, you've been playing with a combination, and you want to try it out, if you're focused on that, if you're looking for the opportunity, it's probably not going to come. You're probably going to get bopped in the head half a dozen times before you get a chance. Because you're focused on you, not what's in front of you, not the world around you. If you think about it in terms of interpersonal dynamics, relationships, the more you focus on yourself, the more people think of you as selfish, rather than thinking about them. People like when you think about them. If people think about you, the right people will think about, if you think about them, the right people will think about you. That creates a balance. Avoid those relationships where you think about them and they think about them. I've had a few of those. Those are not good. Where else does that show up? Think lightly about yourself and deeply about the world. I've been considering a lot over the last few weeks that if you think about our individual lives from the perspective of the earth or the universe, they don't matter. My life, the earth will continue to turn. The universe won't even know I was here. Same is true for all of us. But where do our lives matter to each other? And the totality of our lives do matter to the earth and somewhat to the universe. We keep things moving. We keep things going. We have a purpose here. And it can be easy to feel defeated that, you know, we look at what's going on, whatever it is. What most of us have some cause that we champion or at least consider, and we look at our impact on that cause and think, I can't do it. Well, no, you can't do it yourself, but you can do more than your share. When I went out into the woods this weekend and brought back 30 pounds of trash, I wasn't pretending I was going to save the planet. I wasn't even pretending that the only reason I went out there was to pick up trash. I would have gone on a walk anyway. But I picked up 30 pounds of trash, or however much it was, and I didn't throw any down. Actually, that's not completely true. I lost a pair of sunglasses. And I went back and looked for where I thought they were. I couldn't find them. So I picked up 30 pounds and I left 4 ounces. That's doing more than my share. Now, if we all do more than our own share, everything's great. And sometimes more than our share is a very small amount above the baseline. Sometimes it's a lot. There are people who dedicate their entire lives to certain causes and invest fortunes into trying to solve problems. Thought I saw a spider. And that's good. It's okay. It's necessary. But, as this Musashi quote talks about, if we're focusing on the world, to me that doesn't mean the dirt, the soil, the plants. It means the people, the extent of those around us. Because that's where we have an impact. The further away you get from where you are, the less opportunity you have for an impact. Within your home, within your family, within your town, within your job, within your martial arts school. That's where you have the opportunity to affect the most change, and that's where you should invest most of your energy. It can be difficult to do that. If you take a look, why do most people, most groups, why are they trying to solve homelessness or lack of food, food insecurity? Why are most people that are, making offhanded donations, why are they doing it far away? Because if they did it locally, they have to admit there's a problem. And if they admit that there's a problem locally, then they'll feel obligated to help because they know that they should. I think there's what's the saying? Think globally, act locally. Same idea. There's much more of a return when we invest in our immediate area. If we spend our time in that way. Let's imagine you're going to take a vacation. And let's say you've saved up and you have a large budget. You have $10,000. And maybe that takes you somewhere for 2 weeks or even a month. Let's say it takes you somewhere for a month. You come back and you have those memories. That's great. I'm a big fan of taking trips. But if you wanted to look at what is the best return on that money for improving your life, it's probably not that vacation. What if you took that $10,000 and invested it not in improving your home, but making your home a place you would enjoy more? Maybe it's a big window off your favorite room, or I'm putting a porch outside the patio door this summer. Costs a heck of a lot less than a vacation. Greatly enhances my use and my enjoyment of my space. And maybe that's not the best example for you. Maybe you don't take vacations, or maybe you're saying, Jeremy, I can't even conceive of $10,000. That's fine. But what about investing your time in people and places locally? What about taking pride in what's around you? Instead of being so focused on the seminars that you can't take right now, what about reaching out to someone in your martial arts school and saying, hey, can you spend 15 minutes on Zoom working with me on this form that I struggle with? Whatever it is. We dream of these big successes, these over-the-top lottery wins, or, I'll be able to do that when I get that big promotion or whatever. People look for shortcuts to success, and there is no shortcut. The shortcut is stopping looking for a shortcut and making that, let's try that word again, that iterative, slow progress, those baby steps, that 1% better every time you train. That's how you get somewhere. If you're trying to buy the vacation, you don't wait until you suddenly have $10,000 show up in your checking account. You put a few bucks a week into a savings account or under your mattress or wherever you're comfortable putting your money. I don't put money under my mattress. Slow and steady. It's the tortoise and the hare. It's so many other things. And when you combine that iterative progress with that outward focus, you literally can accomplish anything. So don't be afraid to think big and act small, because it adds up. I had no idea we were going there. I like it. I hope you do too. I hope if you like this show that you've subscribed. I hope you've turned on notifications, because we do the show every weekday, 6:30 a.m. Eastern. I hope maybe you'll consider telling your friends about it, because the more of you watching, the more enjoyable it is for everybody. We get some comments, some things to respond to. It makes me feel like I'm not just talking into the nothing. There's an audience. I like having an audience, if you couldn't tell. If you really like the show and you want to support what we're doing, you can make a purchase at whistlekick.com and use the code FIRSTCUP15 for 15% off. Or you can go to the Patreon, patreon.com/whistlekick, and make a contribution, and you'll get more stuff, more content to consume if you sponsor us. If you want to ask a question or leave a comment for me to respond to, drop it below, and I'll respond to that tomorrow. And don't forget to check out all the things that we do. We do a lot more than First Cup. A lot more. And we keep adding more. We are... Right now it's all about books and programs. And I finally decided yesterday the next program. Do I want to announce it? Do I want to let you know? I know there's an audience. Stacy says there is an audience. I know there's an audience. There isn't always an audience, usually. I'm not ready to say it. I need to start putting it together before I'm willing to admit what it is, just in case it doesn't work out the way I think it's going to. It's important to me that any programs we do that they'll work. And I got to start putting it together before I know if it's going to work. So I think we'll leave it there. And I'll see you back here tomorrow, bright and early, 6:30 a.m. Eastern. Have a great day, everyone. Take care.